Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to boost specific colors using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Navigate your way to the Image tab at the top of your screen. Here, you will find a menu labeled Adjustments. Under this, click Hue Saturation. Step 3. This will open a menu for editing your hue and saturation. For this particular task, we will only be focused on saturation. Select the color you'd like to pop from the preset menu. Step 4. Now slowly increase the saturation amount until you reach a point you are happy with. Step 5. Now we're all done with an eye-catching image. Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to create a simple matte filter in Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you would like to alter. Step 2. Navigate to your Adjustments tab and select Curves. This will open a menu with an upwards curving line. To adjust this, we will bend the bottom of the line upwards slightly and to the top downwards. Step 3. Now, navigate to the Hue Saturation portion of the Adjustments tab. When presented with the menu, set your saturation to -20. Step 4. We now have a finished matte effect and a finished photo.
Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I'll be explaining how to sharpen images using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Navigate to the top of your screen and select Filter, then Sharpen, and finally, Smart Sharpen. Step 3. Adjust your sharpening amount by moving the slider. Keep in mind that large amounts of sharpening will cause distortion. Step 4. Add any extra effects you like. And finally, Step 5. Now we have a refined image.
Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to replace a sunglasses reflection using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. You will also need a reflection asset. I'm using a photo of mountains, but you can use whatever you like. Step 2. Start by adjusting the layer hierarchy by making sure the image you are using to replace the reflection is below your original image. Once that is done, you may begin by selecting your magnetic lasso tool and outlining the border of the sunglass lens. Step 3. Right-click the area within your selection area and click Layer via Cut. This will create a separate layer of the sunglass lens. Delete the new layer by selecting it in the layer hierarchy and pressing your Delete key. After this, select your replacement image and drag it behind the empty area of the sunglasses. Step 4. Now we will do the same thing, but for the other lens. However, this time we will use a paintbrush selection tool. Select the tool and begin by clicking on areas you want selected. Finally, repeat step 3. Step 5. Compress the layers by right-clicking a layer and selecting Flatten Image. Once this is done, you can adjust the border of your sunglasses. Step 6. To fix your borders, select the Band-Aid tool and draw over the areas of overlap. After you've done this, select the Blur tool and carefully draw over the borders. Step 7. Now you can export your image however you please.
Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to create an HDR effect using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Navigate to the Adjustments portion of the window and select Hue Saturation. Step 3. Set the saturation all the way down and then select the Hue Saturation layer. Step 4. Adjust the opacity of the hue layer to about 30%. Step 5. Now apply a Smart Sharpen filter. Step 6. All done. We now have a finished image.
Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to remove objects from an image using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you would like to alter. Step 2. Make sure that all layers are unlocked. Step 3. Make your way over to the left side panel and select the Band-Aid tool. Step 4. Now, zoom in and carefully click over the areas you would like to remove. Step 5. All done. Now we have a finished image.
Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining one way to remove objects from an image in Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Select your paintbrush selection tool and outline the objects you'd like removed. Step 3. Right-click and select Fill, then select Content Aware and Color Adapt. Step 4. Export your image. Step 5. We now have a finished picture. Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to get a warm black and white effect in Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Hover over the image tab at the top of the screen and select Adjustments, then Black and White. Step 3. Now click Tint in the black and white menu. Step 4. You may now adjust the level of warmth you would like in your photo. Step 5. All done. We now have a finished image. Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to use the Hue Saturation menu in Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Navigate to the far right of your screen and select the Adjustments tab. Step 3. Now select Hue/Saturation. Step 4. This will bring up a Hue Saturation menu. Step 5. You can adjust saturation by moving the sliders left and right. Step 6. All done. We now have a finished image. Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to create a vintage effect using Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Hover over the Image tab at the top of the screen and select Adjustments, then Gradient Map. Click on the color selector and choose a black and white gradient. Step 3. Now, hover over the Filter tab and select Noise, then Add Noise. Step 4. Click Monochromatic in the Noise menu. Step 5. All done. We now have a finished image. Hi, I'm Peter Llewellyn with CreativeOnlineSchool.com. In this session, I will be explaining how to create a high key effect in Photoshop. Step 1. Open Photoshop if you haven't already. Now, locate the image you'd like to alter. Step 2. Select your lasso or paintbrush selection tool and outline the area you would like to be colorized. Step 3. Right-click and select Layer via Cut. Step 4. Select the background and adjust its saturation all the way down. Step 5. Now, flatten the image. Step 6. Select your blur tool and blur the edges around the object slightly. Step 7. We now have a finished image.